Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 287 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. Here we go. What unethical things have you done? I have cheated. I have lied. I have stolen. I've spread rumors. I've done numerous ugly things in my life. I'm not proud of them, and I strive not to do them now, but I have done them. Do people generally have common courtesy and manners? That's also a loaded question. That's a loaded question because who's defining the common courtesy and manners? What are your criterias? Because different social groups will have different definitions. Different economic strata will have different definitions. Those in power will have different definitions than those who aren't in power. There's a lot wrapped up in that question that deals with economic injustice, classism, racism, misogyny. There's a lot wrapped up in that question, and it would take a whole lot to pull that apart. People are most influenced by how they were raised. Could you stand up for something you thought was right, even though many may disagree? Hell yes. If you were alive in the 1960s, would you have been a hippie? Well, it depends. If I were... What age bracket was I? If I was 55 in the 60s, I was not going to be a hippie. Though, if I had this worldview in the 60s, I guess I would be considered one, because I'm deeply progressive at a time when that would have been viewed as radical. My worldview, where I accept gay people and trans people and people of color and women as equals and deserving of all the same civil liberties and human rights that everybody else experiences, all the straight, white, cisgender men get. Yes, that would, I guess, categorize me as a flag flying hippie. Alrighty, so now we're going to go into one of the lead-in and follow-up question sections, and the lead-in to this section is, what would you do if, oh, these are always horrible. What would you do if a close friend or family member who is terminally ill asked you to help him or her die? I would do everything in my power to aid them without implicating myself in a crime. What would you do if you had absolute power over other people? Conservatives would hate me. Boy, would they hate me, because I would set up a deeply progressive world government. I would set it up so that once up and running, I wouldn't need that power anymore. What would you do if you got the freedom you always wanted? Be really happy? What would you do if you were a smoker in a non-smoking place? I'm not, and I'm never going to be. And I'd like to think that I'd be moral and ethical enough not to smoke around people that don't smoke, but I'm never going to do that because I'm not a smoker, never have been, never will be. What would you do if you were invisible for a day? Is there some wrong you might right? Is there a wrong I might right? Well, it had to be magical invisibility because science fiction invisibility doesn't work, because if your eyes are invisible, you can't see. So if I had magical invisibility for a 24-hour period, I don't know what kind of wrongs I could right in 24 hours. I could make a hell of a lot of money and do it without guilt because I'd take it from large institutions. I don't know what rights I could wrong, or wrongs I could right, rather, in 24 hours. It's a good question. I'm not sure what I could do. My knowledge and my resources are somewhat limited as they are at the minute. And being invisible would be a great advantage, but it isn't going to solve all the limitation problems of just being an ordinary person, whether it's me or somebody else. Your influence would be somewhat limited because you only have that power for one day. So I don't know. It's a good question. Don't know if I have an answer there for that one. Sorry. All right. Thank you for being here for episode 287 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. I hope that you will be here for episode 288.